Chinooks are used by the US Army and by the armed forces of more than 19 countries around the world, many of which have been operating Chinooks for several decades. Sources in the Indian Air Force (IAF) have confirmed to Financial Express Online that the final 5 of the 15 Chinook heavy-lift helicopters were handed over to the IAF at the Air Force Station, Chandigarh, just before the countrywide lockdown. The US-based aerospace giant Boeing completed deliveries of its CH-47F Chinooks to the Indian Air Force (IAF) in March, just before the nationwide lockdown in India. Sources in the Indian Air Force (IAF) have confirmed to Financial Express Online that the final 5 of the 15 Chinook heavy-lift helicopters were handed over to the IAF at the Air Force Station, Chandigarh, just before the countrywide lockdown. These helicopters have come to India through the Foreign Military Sales (FMS) route, and as per the contract between the governments of India and the US, the delivery of these helicopters was to be completed by March 2020. In September 2015, a deal worth $3 billion, which included 22 Boeing AS-64A Apache Longbow attack helicopters and 15 Chinook heavy-lift machines, were signed, and it has an inbuilt clause for follow-on orders for 11 more Apaches and 7 Chinooks. The contract for the Chinook helicopters was for $1.1 billion. More about the CH-47F. The H-47 Chinook is an advanced multi-mission helicopter that provides the Indian Air Force with unmatched strategic airlift capability across the full spectrum of combat and humanitarian missions. It contains a fully integrated glass cockpit for mission management, a digital advanced flight control system to enhance aircrew safety, and advanced cargo handling capabilities that allow aircrews to quickly and easily shift from moving cargo to transporting people and vehicles. All of these features are designed to increase aircrew safety, while reducing crew workload and operational risk. Chinooks are used by the US Army and by the armed forces of more than 19 countries around the world, many of which have been operating Chinooks for several decades. Why are Chinooks critical for IAF? Coming with a payload capability of 10 tons and high-altitude performance, these helicopters have filled the gap in IAF's heavy-lift helicopter capability. Till these helicopters arrived, IAF had been depending on its small fleet of Russian-built Mi-26 helicopter. For operations in the Indian environment, the machines made in the West or in Russia have to go through grueling demands when they fly at 20,000 feet, unlike in other parts of the world, where it would average between 5,000 and 10,000 feet, and with an exception of 15,000 feet. In flying at high altitudes there are severe demands on the engines, there is a reduction in payload, and lastly and most importantly it impacts the total technical life. The primary role of the helicopters is for transportation of troops, artillery, equipment, and fuel. The Indian Army is also keen on getting these for transportation and deployment of its recently procured M777 ultra-light howitzer artillery guns from the BAE Systems US in the Himalayan border regions with China. These helicopters have been of great help in the construction of infrastructure and border road projects, especially in the Northeast. Do not forget like the video. Thanks for watching friends. Please like, share, and subscribe.